Elliott leads here in the Phase 150. Joe Nemechek is second, but boy, it's heating up right where Nemechek is. There's Terry Labonte, that white car down to the inside, tried to make a run at Ward Burton and saw nothing there as they got to the inner loop. Burton third in the Hardee's Buick and Labonte fourth. Now Ernie Irvan is still holding on to fifth. He's on the pole, led this race, then dropped to the inside, but he's hanging on a fifth spot. There's his yellow car, the Kodak machine, and still got a good lead over sixth place, which is Mike McLaughlin. McLaughlin leads that next pack.
You know, it's hard to believe, but Ernie's car was so fast that he might have actually lost a cylinder and still be able to hang on to these guys. I'm not sure what the problem, but that thing his has been flying all week.
What's the problem with it, Randy?
It's not a cylinder, guys. They're saying that he's having trouble with the transmission. It's sticking in between third and fourth gear, so sometimes he can't get up out of the box to get it in fourth gear. So he's going to try to ride it out a little bit, try and get it in fourth gear when he can, and try and fix it under caution.
Now there's Ernie Irvan, and quite a battle shaping up for sixth spot just behind him as he rolls on through turn number 2 and starts to climb the hill.
Yeah, that's where it should get in trouble. Yeah.
Mike McLaughlin and the rest of that pack of cars. Now this is sixth on back. It's McLaughlin. Phil Parsons is the white car, number 29, and then Brett Bodine has moved up to 8th in that second yellow car. The Phase Drugs machine. Then Tracy Leslie is in the 9th spot, and Todd Bodine, who started 18th, has moved all the way up to 10th. Well, Brett tried the outside of Phil there, didn't get it. Mike Stefanik, two-time National Modified champ, comes on to pit road very early for this stop for the Don Ling crew, and they're having a look at the right rear on Stefanik's car. Back to the battle for sixth place. McLaughlin, who nearly won the race here, the Busch North race here a month ago, made a goof and got off the course with just 3 laps to go. Brett Bodine, Todd Bodine makes the pass. And Todd moves up past Tracy Leslie. He started 18th, and he told me they had such troubles with the car in practice and qualifying that this morning they put last year's setup back under it, and they're just hoping it works. And so far it has.
Phil Parsons trying it down the inside. McLaughlin.
Boy, he locked the tire up there, too. Blocked left front up in that water that we said was on the inside there, but he made it stick anyway. Got on by.
And it looks like Brett Bodine also having a look down low. Now you're riding with Brett Bodine as he climbs the hill coming up the S's.
You know what? That looks real easy from inside that car, but inside while you're driving that car, he's right on the edge there. That's wide open. If you get the car handling right, you run all the way up through there wide open.
Yeah, and that big blue ribbon of steel looks pretty tough sitting there on each side. Looks like you're going in a funnel and just down in a tunnel.
It's awful close, too. You don't have very far to go to get there.
Third gear, second. Parsons. And here, Brett Bodine, right behind him, Mike McLaughlin, and Todd jumps to the inside, makes the pass.
That was a really nice move. He set that pass up right in the middle of the inner loop there. It's a good place to set up. He just put his car inside the other, and there was no way to defend against it. He just drove right on by.
So the Bodine brothers now 7th and 8th. Trouble on Mike Stefanik is a broken rear axle shaft, right rear of his Valvoline Auto Palace Pontiac.
And that's the wrong thing to have to live with on a road course, with one of those axles broken.
You know, that could be attributed also to this wet weather. You know, a guy spins up a wheel in the wet, and all of a sudden it gets some traction, and that snaps that axle right off.
Well, you see him use that strip out to the edge of turn 11. Robert Presley's been up and over that with the left side wheels. We saw one lap ago. And that's good asphalt out there. It's not a curb, and it's not a rumble strip. It's just kind of like the edge of the racetrack. It's got a little bank to it like a cushion. And the Busch drivers have found they can ride that to pretty good effect with the left side tires. A little bit of bonus pavement, would you call it?
I think they put it out there to keep you off of that wall, and everybody just tiptoes on out there and uses it. It was probably put for safety reason. Now they start racing on the thing.
Oh, Ricky Craven. A lot of smoke. Presley goes by. And Dave Rezendes has cracked the wall coming up toward the inner loop there.
Makes you wonder if there was oil from the other car we saw, or what got it started.
Well, you see how slippery that grass was. He hit that, and that thing spun around 3 whole times, just like it was a top.
Caution flag is out at lap 13 for Dave Rezendes. We'll be back to Watkins Glen International after this. Exclusive coverage of the Phase 150 on the Nashville Network is brought to you by Splitfire, the patented performance spark plug. It'll only cost more till you use it. We're under the second caution of the day. Dave Rezendes is the reason why. His car is parked there near the braking zone to the inner loop. Ricky Craven's car apparently has lost an engine and has come to rest. It will not make it all the way around, and he appears to be just over the tunnel for access to the infield. Now, on this 11-turn road race course, of which NASCAR uses 7, you see the inner loop area. Just before that, to the left of that, in the braking zone at the end of that straightaway, is where Rezendes got into trouble. There's Irvin exiting the inner loop, and there goes Rezendes.
And Dorsey, it's like you said, watch how many times this car turns around like it's sitting on ice, sitting in the same spot, round and round.
You know what? He got turned way back there. It's almost like I think he might have had contact from behind with another car, because he turned back on the outside of the track, on the right-hand side of the track, and come across and hit that guardrail. But I think that dent was there first.
If you look to the right, you'll see that big 5-0. That's a 500. You can't see the other 0. That's the 500-foot braking going into the inner loop. There's markers 500, 400, 300 going in. Stop 500 foot out.
Now, Dave climbed out of the car. He is okay. We're going to try to pull it back to the garage area. Ernie Irvin made a pit stop on the first lap of this caution period. Here's Randy.
Well, what they have, guys, is a broken bracket on the transmission. Danny Marshburn and crew chief Jay Smith are going to go to work on it again under this caution. Ernie left the pits in second gear, so I'm not really sure what gear it's stuck in between, but they're going to bring it back in and go to work on it.
Well, sometimes you have the fastest car and tough break.
I tell you, a lot of people have been having trouble with the shifters here. I know Joe Nemechek, he's broken 3 of the rods going to the shifter. These guys really cramming these things in gear, kind of, and that goes along with learning how to run the road course, how to finesse that thing and not tear the shifter up, as well as the transmission. I'm somebody to be talking to you as much as I snatched them around.
All right, Ricky Craven's looking for a push back to the garage. Let's go to his pit in Glen.
Well, Mike, I came down and checked with David Lovendahl, the crew chief for Ricky Craven, and he definitely did blow up. They said they were through for the day. They're loading things up, going to pack the truck and head out of here early today. Short afternoon for Ricky.
So Craven loses an engine. They're still working on the right rear of Mike Stefanik's car, and Tommy Houston is back in the pits. The car is up on jack stands on the right side this time. That's Houston's car to the right side of your screen, as his son Scott and the crew continue to work under it. So trouble will be falling some of the front runners in the very early going here at the Phase 150. We have 14 laps complete. Bill Elliott is the race leader. Joe Nemechek is second. Ward Burton is third. Terry Labonte in fourth. And the Bodine brothers, the hometown favorites, continue to move up. They're fifth and sixth.